Good morning, tubers. I'm finishing my breakfast. And then a breakfast. Oh, can't find what I want to find. Chat. All right, when I have too many people in the room, I am gonna have a little bit of play with settings and try and learn how to use this better. Apps. What apps can you add? Hangout Toolbox, Sportical. How do I add more people to this chat? That is what I want to do. Uber Conference. I want to add more people. So cameraman, control room. Screen share works, I know that. That chat is useless because we don't use that chat. Does anybody know how to add more people to these chats? Yeah, I got it all cut. 18650. Nah, I was expecting a business meeting and the business meeting fell through and I thought, bugger. It doesn't matter. Hey Thomas, hey Jeff, hey Bram, and hey Jeff. Jeff twice. How you going, guys? Where is you all from? I like doing the where's you all from because, you know, and my kids are back. My kids are back from Europe. So I picked them up yesterday morning, which is pretty cool. I was happy to see them. Which I never thought I would be because they drive me nuts when they're here, but I miss them when they're not. Go figure. Right. I really want to work out how I can add other people to chat. Netherlands, South Carolina, California. I've got to read it rather than just the dyslexic sort of backwards. Kansas, Switzerland. Excellent, Julian. I am glad I inspired you. I hope I didn't inspire you to burn your house down. That would be bad. Still in Sweden. I need food. I come out here and I thought, it's 5 o'clock. I'm going to go do a live feed. And I didn't get food. So I'm hungry. Is that better quality than last time? It should be. I did a test last night and it was better. Screen share. Now, that is cool, except the thing is I can't see the chat. So what I'm going to do is go to, where is, I'm using my phone sideways so it doesn't really work. Does this even work? My videos, or does that not come up until it's actually... I should turn another computer on. It's not like I don't have any other computers. I was got told to put another screen on last night, but I didn't do that. Batteries are still kicking along, 52.65 volts, 177 amp hours taken out of them. And this is my grid tie inverter, and it hasn't sort of started kicking in yet. And this is my off-grid, and it started producing a little bit of power, and it's 5:06 in the morning. Stop sharing. That should take me back to that. Let me get rid of that. It's really professional this morning. Sorry, guys. Wait, back again. Google Hangouts can do multiple people. Yeah, I got that option, but I don't know how to add people. I wonder what this button does. That button didn't do anything. Oh, invite people. And come back anytime. Copy. What's that one? Share via email. Share. Close. I wonder. Now, this is a little test for the 18 people that are watching me. Love the show. Thanks, Mike. Dulux TX, Pennsylvania. How many kilowatt hours can you actually get from the Powerwall? Okay, I've got 19.6 kilowatt hours, and that's the most I've gotten. However, that was only from 4.1 volts to dead flat. So I still had, if I had gone to 4.2, I would have gotten another couple of kilowatt hours out of it. But that was raping it. That was destroying it. But I guess it's like mileage in a car. How many kilometers can you do out of one tank? Well, the book says. So it's what it can do in the worst case, well, in a perfect set of circumstances. Have you ever thought about going off the grid all the way? No, not a chance in hell, unfortunately, Mike. I have a hot water system that is on grid that I'm trying to work with a company called HBpowerwall. And they do this little cool black device, like a little cool black box. And it sits in your meter box. And what it does is it works on inductive loads. So hot water systems, in-floor heating, pool pump or pool heater, if you had access to the actual element itself. And what you can do is it is a CT clamp on your solar coming in, and there's a CT clamp on your power going out. And it works out how much power you're exporting to the grid. And instead of exporting that power to the grid, it dynamically exports it to your hot water system, thus reducing your hot water system. So I'm working on getting one of those. It's a little bit expensive at the moment. Considering my kids have just come back from Europe, I've got a few weeks of recovering from that. But it does look, it's catchpower.com.au. It looks like a fantastic little product that I'm very, very interested to have on my channel. But I got to work with them. I just can't afford the price at the moment. So that's coming. I really, really want to get one. It's just a matter of working out how. So go and have a look at their thing, catchpower.com.au. It's not a sponsored thing. It's just a cool thing that I really want. Okay, let's try and do this paste. Right, that is to try and add you into this chat, I think. Bram D, great work on the Powerwall. Thanks, buddy. No, did you fall? Kidding. What happened to the hair? What happened to the hair? I cut all my hair off in the hope that I could go down and see this catch power. Mike. What does that do? Mike, you. Someone, I think. Did someone just get added? Eject, hide from broadcast, present to everyone. You better not be naked, Mike, because that'd be really awkward shit. Jeff. How come I can't see?
Came in.
Eject, hide from broadcast, present.
Can you see them? Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Jeff.
That'd be really awkward shit.
Oh, come on. Mike's doing a test. Present to everybody. Because you're in the chat in the actual Google Hangouts rather than on YouTube. That's stupid. I did that type IE. I sent hot water as well using Raspberry Pi connected to an inverter. Oh, that's pretty good. Raspberry Pi version of it would have to be cheaper. I like this version of it because it's all sort of all set up together. I don't think this little broadcasty thing is working. Can you see more than one person? Can you see more than me? I've tried adding them and I don't think it's working. My hair, I cut it off because I was hoping to go and see Catch Power and work something out with them. That and the wife didn't really like long hair. Yeah, you're able to join, but there's Jeff and Mike.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so it's all stupid. It's Google. See, I've got a group chat with that link I just sent out, and then Jeff is not working on my screen, and Mike is not working on my screen, and I can't hear yous, so I think this is a bad idea. I don't have a webcam or mic on my PC. There we go. That's why Mike's not working. And Jeff, I can see like a white, not actually working.
Yeah, I've got
there we
tape
go.
over it.
And I can't hear you, Jeff. Oh, my speaker's turned off. Fucking twit. Okay, now I can hear Jeff. But I can't see Jeff.
There we go.
There you go. There's Jeff. But that's stupid. It's still stupid. So I can just... No, this doesn't work. I should do Blab. No, only you. He sold it to pay the bills. That's... It wasn't that much there. It was only like 2 years, 3 years worth of growth or something. And basically, I just hate getting my hair cut. I don't like my hair. It's one of those things that I hate getting a haircut. Okay, Jeff, I'm just going to kick you out because it's not really working as I anticipated. Thank you for trying though. I do appreciate it. Eject. Okay, back to just me. Close that chat down so I don't get sidetracked because I can't watch it all at one time. Okay, only you. He sold it to pay bills. Have you thought about using other types of batteries in your Powerwall? Yes, been there, done that. Did had AGMs and this absorbed glass mat, and I've had lead acid batteries, wet batteries, and they all suck compared to these cells. These cells continue to impress. And actually, after I balanced them, once I charged them all the way back up to 4.1 volts, and I've left it at 4.1 volts for now, they're all within 1/10 of an amp, 1/10 of a volt of being balanced. So they're not even falling out of balance now. I balanced them all properly. That said, I'm still looking at that Rec BMS, but again, the Rec BMS is fairly expensive, about $1,000 per bank. So I need $3,000 just to do the Rec BMS. So that's not happening either in the near future. What about other size cells? No plan on other size cells, unless a big sort of batch falls in my lap. When I started this, the 18650s were either free or extremely cheap. They're turning out not to be now. Solar power, electricity, and electronics. What's the kilowatt hours? What your kilowatt hour batteryizer? What the fuck is that? Message redacted. There we go. I guess it's solar power, electricity, and electronics is going to rewrite that. Nicholas from Sweden. Welcome, Nicholas from Sweden. Wayne Johnson says, pardon you. No, there's no pardon needed. I burp all the time, and that's one of those dumb things that I do. Hey, mate, greetings from Jamaica. Does everyone say Jamaica like that? Like Jamaica. Can you tell us what configuration you are running, series versus parallel? Okay, now I get series and parallel mixed up all the time. So I think parallel, I've got 80 in parallel and then 14 in series. I think that's right. It's either that way or the other way around. And then I've got 2 packs. And then those cells there, I am 120 cells away from actually finishing my 30 kilowatt hour pack, which I'm going to run around and do today. I'm going to run around and I got to get a new disconnect for the roof because the other the 1 kilowatt of solar panels they had got sold. They actually got sold 2 months ago, but he picked them up the other day. So now this solar system above my head on my roof is struggling to actually provide the amps and keeps tripping out the circuit breaker on the roof. So I've got to replace the circuit breaker on the roof today with a switch and add another couple of panels to it because it's not charging the batteries again during the day after my girls got home. So I'm going to do a bit of that today. I've got to go and get some more bus bar material and some Sikaflex, and I'm going to get all over some solering in the next week. How many amps can you get from one of the banks overall? So 5 kilowatt hours, or 10 kilowatt hours from one 14-lot bank. How many amp hours? I guess I work it out to be about 400 amp hours. That's about 400 amp hours from, and that's what I worked out in my 1,000-watt test. On the one of the first live feed I did, I got about 400 amp hours from one bank at 24 volts. So I'm just calling it a 400 amp hour bank, give or take. I might be wrong, who knows? It's all guesswork considering it's all secondhand batteries. How many amps can you get? Close. I like the new haircut, by the way. Thank you very much, Wayne. I did it for you, just for you, buddy. Good stuff. Getting closer to the finish line. The finish line will move constantly. I am done with processing cells for now. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to actively look for more cells, and I'm going to stockpile the cells, but I'm not going to test any more cells for quite some time. The plan will be I want to go to 60 kilowatt hours, but I need a bigger shed to do that, and I need an awful lot of time. So I think what I'm going to do is stockpile the cells, buy a heap or borrow a heap or steal a heap from you guys of discharges, and then try and just set up a production line and smash it. I've got a little gift coming from Nerdville. We got posted again yesterday. We've had a few troubles getting it here, and that's going to help me with my processing of my packs too. Do you think it's better to build 4.2 volts or just build 48 volt banks? I like the 4.2 volt banks because it makes it a lot easier to actually solder up. You know, negative one side, positive other side, job done. All the fuses are on one side, so it makes it easy to look at. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the 4.2 volt banks. Plus, let's face it, my mounts are all set up for that. So I guess if you started it a different way from the beginning, it'd be completely different. But that's the way I've done it, and it seems to work. And a lot of other people are doing it too. What do we got? I'm going to start highlighting the ones that I'm reading so I can sort of work out which one's next. Okay, Mike, you mentioned a few times that you use cells over 2100 milliamp hours. Yes, that is correct. Have you considered building a string of packs of lower cells, such as rather than discarding them or giving them away out of capacity? Yes, my Sparky is all over me to do a video sort of. My Sparky forms a big part. Actually, I should tell my Sparky that I'm live because he gets grumpy when I don't. Come on, phone, unlock. Right. Messages. And I actually called him the Sparky on my phone. This is going to wake him up. Live. Just, there we go. Now you can't complain. The Sparky reckons I should just get some of these and just flip them on to my current pack. So if I find a current pack that's low, he reckons just build like 20 packs and just slide it on and then just do some jumper cables across to try and bring the capacity up. At the moment, what I'm doing is pulling the whole pack apart and redoing it, which seems to work. But yeah, so we have talked about doing bigger packs and stuff like that. We've also talked about doing 6 wide. There's a couple of people on the Facebook forum that are doing 6 wide. I'll probably end up doing that in the end, but not in the near future. But 6 wide would be good because that gives me like that'll make it a 600 amp hour pack or something close to that, I guess. But I don't know whether the weight is going to be able to handle it on my mount. So, you know, maybe when I get a new shed, I might try some different things when I got a decent amount of room, because there's no room in that shed to work whatsoever. It pisses me off. Okay, Mike, I hope I answered that question. Okay, Darko, do you have a video over testing batteries and categorizing them for use with the iMacs, etc.? I don't think I have a dedicated video to that. I think I've covered it in a lot of videos, but not a dedicated video. More and more I'm finding that everybody has their own way of doing things. And look at with these discharges, it doesn't matter what the discharges. They're all different, and I've packed it up. I just haven't got anything out. All the discharges are different. None of them are the same. They all have different discharge rates and whatever else. So every time I tried to do a dedicated video on it, it didn't make sense. One thing that I did start doing towards the end, and it did make the processing of my cells a lot easier, is I used a 3-dot system. So I got a Sharpie and I used a 3-dot system. So when I charged the battery to 4.2 volts, so I charged the cell to 4.2 volts. And then what I did was, once it was at 4.2 volts, I put 1 dot on it, just a simple dot, nothing else. And that first dot would indicate that it had been charged to 4.2 volts. So if it ever got lost on the bench or whatever else, I'd know that that cell had gone to 4.2 volts. So when I did a test before, when I put it into the discharger and had a look at the voltage, if the voltage had dropped substantially, say 4.1 volts or whatever, I'd take a close look at it. If it's still 4.2 volts, then it went in the discharger. And then what happened after that was, once it was in the discharger and it had completed the once it had started the discharge cycle, I'd put a second dot. And that second dot would indicate that it was going down in the discharge cycle. And then I would instantly know, if I come back, say 2 hours later, and it was back into the charge cycle again, I know that that cell had finished. Because sometimes you put a cell in there and it goes through the charge cycle and doesn't actually hit the discharge. It just keeps charging, and you've seen it, they get hot. A lot of you have seen it, and they you don't know if it's actually finished discharging or not. So if you put a second dot on it, you know it's started the discharge, and then if you come back later on, it starts the charge again. And then a third dot would indicate that I'd charged it back up fully to 4.2 volts. And the little 3-dot system worked really, really well, because that way when you stored the cells like this, before you go and solder it all up, you do a voltage on each one. It's a little bit harder if the batteries are on the inside, but you get the idea. A lot of people store them on the bench. I store them like this because they look pretty. And then you'd know whether or not the voltage is dropped on that cell after it all been tested. So it works very well. So 3-dot system, I'm going to patent that. You can use it, but there's $1 for every dot that you use. Okay. Sorry, Darko, I hope that kind of answers your question. I went a little bit deep into that, but that's fine. Okay, here in Sweden, we have a very little sun in the winter time. How many watts do you get when it's cloudy? Okay, so Colin, sorry, Colin, I don't know what happened then, but I'm not accepting anybody to come in. I don't know how to do that. Let's just audience and hide the other video feeds. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked with other things, as I do. How many watts do you get when it's cloudy? Okay, well, it's not cloudy now, but it's 5:26 in the morning. I'm only going to do this quickly, so we'll do that. So it's very, very, very early in the morning, and the sun hasn't even come up onto the... I can't even see any rays of sunlight. And we're getting this one here is my PCM60X, and we're getting 49 watts and 1 amp already at 5:26 in the morning. So is that cloudy? I don't know, but I haven't really looked at when it's cloudy, because obviously it ebbs and flows and backwards and forwards. And this is this one here is my 6 kilowatt system, and it's doing 79 watts. But this one doesn't turn on until the voltage of the solar panels exceeds 400 volts, I think. It might be a little bit less, but it takes a lot more voltage, where the other inverter turns on at very, very low voltage. So because obviously this is high voltage and the other one's low voltage. And we've still got 52 volts. There goes my dyslexia again. And we're discharging at 6.74 amps, and then we've taken out 181 amp hours out of the batteries overnight. This time to go, that means nothing. It doesn't really work at all. And then up here, you can see the house is using 319 watts. So there you go. Okay, stop sharing. That should bring me back to the camera. It does. I can bring the chat back. There we go. Gustavo, hey now. Wayne, LOL. Okay. Oh man, you have been out of YouTube for a while. I've been following. Yes, Gustavo, you haven't made a video in ages. I was following you there for quite a while. How's your system going, buddy? You got a nice view off your veranda. Holy heck. That is awesome. It's a beautiful place to live by the look of it. Mike, that's what I was thinking too. Now, the problem with going into things is I get lost on the comments. Okay. Solar Power Electricity and Electronics says, hello, I have about 5 kilowatt of usable battery power. What's your usable battery power for what price and time installing into the system? Okay. Usable battery power is... Oh, where did that question go? There we go. I've got to highlight it so it doesn't disappear on me. So usable battery power, if I'm very polite with it, is 20 kilowatt hours. I can go more than that if I charge the batteries all the way up and I manage the fuck out of it and I don't run the toaster or the wash machine or the dryer. They're the really big high amp loads, 50, 60 amp loads, kilowatt hours, whatever. Anyway, they're the heavy loads, 2,500 watts each. If I run those, of course, it just goes down quicker. If I'm just using normal loads, it lasts a long time. I'll probably get 25, 26, 27 kilowatts out of it if I was only drawing 300 watts. The kicker is the inverter uses a lot of power. They're not that efficient. They're not that efficient, but they are cheap. So I hope that answers that question. As for price, no idea. Have a look at my other live feed. $5,000 divided by 4 or 3 or 2 or whatever. Price doesn't really come into it. Except when I'm paying for it, then the price comes into it. And time, no, we're not going to work out time. Holy shit. Okay, what's the average milliamp hour of your cells? Mine are around. Okay, I haven't. D Jack. What are the average milliamp hours of your cells? Mine are around 1900 milliamp hours. I haven't got anything lower than 2100 milliamp hours. Even in this pack, it's 23, 21, 22, 23, 22, 25, 22, 22, 23, 24, 24. That's these are all upside down, which are typical. 22, 22, 8, 23. So they're just the ones that I could read sort of along the front there. So I try and put the higher amp hour cells because I really want to build a quality pack and I want to have something that's going to last. So I do put quite a bit of effort into that sort of thing. I hope that answers your question, Jack. Okay, Cameron Hunter, you should build an off-road buggy with all those cells. That would be entertaining as hell. It would be fun as hell. However, if I died, it would be quite possibly painful. And see these hands? They've got a fine covering of Dove soap. They're nice and soft. They can't do mechanical work. They'll get dirty. God damn. Okay. Gustavo, I'm very close to start doing something like the Powerwall using the cells and for price 1860 copy other fellas here. That is good, Gustavo. You should get into that. It is good fun. And, you know, add capacity to your current setup. I think you've got 2 pip inverters, I think, from memory, or 1. I can't remember. It's been a while since you put a video up, dude. And I follow so many channels now. It's really hard to keep up with everybody's video. It drives me crazy. I've got to go hunt Jehu's videos every day. Okay, can't pronounce your name. Daromeresperyd. Guy. Nicholas, I've had a 2.5 kilowatt. Worst is 11 kilowatt array. Okay, that must be answering the question about on a cloudy day. Now I've got a 6 kilowatt system and I've had 1 kilowatt hour days, but that's when it's raining all day. Josh K, you could capacity test 4 cells at a time with a Dragon Charger, maybe buy 2 or 3. You could always sell them on eBay when you're done. Oh, there's lots of ways I can do it. Yeah. Capacity testing, there's so many ways you can do it. There's one guy at Hackerspace, hsbne.org. hsbne.org. Somebody there did a 30 cell discharger, and I'm gonna make an effort to actually go out there and video it and try and do a video for the channel or get in contact with him. It's very cool, and he even set it up to his Samsung device, and this is not a Samsung device. He can wireless into his Arduino thing and check the discharge capacity of every single cell in this 30 cell pack. It is cool as all get out. It looks very complicated, but it is extremely cool. And I'd really like to have a look at that more and maybe even do a live feed or something with it because it's pretty cool. Off-Grid Kid, what's up, gentlemen? Oh, I am a gentleman now. I got a haircut. Okay. What else we got? What else we got? Gustavo, there'll be 16 in the series, brand new Panasonics. Yeah, that will go well, Gustavo. It'll be expensive, but it will be pretty good capacity and it'll last you for a long time if you look after it. Okay, Gustavo said, what's up, Off-Grid Kid? Just started watching your new video and saw him live, so I come here. Ha ha ha, I stole one of your viewers. Colin Hickey, sorry, I followed the link blindly, just playing catch up. Oh, that's all right, dude. I'm still playing catch up. I'm trying to answer the questions better today. Okay, Tyrone, hello from Johannesburg, South Africa. G'day, Tyrone. Thanks for tuning in. Off-Grid Kid, Gustavo, hi. Long time no see. Nicholas B, are you feeding only one phase of AC power to the house, or do you do the inverter output 3? I've only got single phase power, so yeah. If you chain gang 3 of these inverters together, they will do 3 phase, I believe. I don't know. Sorry, Nicholas, I can't. Yeah, I've only got 1 phase, so 240 volts or 220 volts, whatever. Looks 10 years younger. Great. I'm going to get all the good-looking birds now. Don't tell the wife. All this YouTube fame. Yeah, you don't get girls. My wife would be upset. She'll be walking in here with more breakfast soon. Gustavo. And my dog just visited me. Okay, where am I? Got to answer questions. Right, I'm going to catch up. Shorter answers, I'm going to catch up. Gustavo, all good now. I have switched out the Midnight Kid to a classic 150. Oh, upgrading this. Cool. Go and have a look at Gustavo's channel. He's done a similar thing except with AGM batteries. Have a look at his solar power setup and where they are. Holy heck. That water is beautiful. Gangster Alley. Hi, hey from Germany. Gangster Alley. I like that. That's good name. Welcome, Gangster Alley from Germany. Off-grid kid Gustavo. I just broke my pen. Ask you for a video update. Gustavo, I'm picking up a new EV tomorrow. A Kia Soul EV. Oh, cool. Be looking out for that. Gangsta Alley, how much amped the inverter throw out without any load? How much amped the inverter any load? I'm thinking how much amp hour, like how much does it draw from the batteries without any load? And I think it's about 1 or 1.5 amps, something like that. It's a little bit substantial, but it's not the end of the world. A lot of people complain about it, but you can't buy a cheap car without using more petrol. I'm sorry. Tricky's World, yay, I caught you live for the first time ever. Good evening, Pete from England. And that reminds me, I was supposed to do something with somebody in England. And my Sparky's not awake, so it's his fault for not tuning in. I'm lost again. Okay, off-grid. Gustav. DOMROMERESPERYD. Haha. You don't have to pronounce it. Daniel Roma. Equal Roma, last name. Okay, there you go. Cool. Now we got it. I'm just going to call you Daniel if I remember. Okay, solar power and electricity. Redacted. Why do you keep redacting it? Show original message. Ha 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 ha. Oh, there you go. Message redacted. We won't read it out. You can do this in grid 2 in warm winter. Gangster early. I can't do this in grid 2 in warm winter. Sorry, Gangster. I don't understand what you're saying, dude. Okay, I'm almost down to the bottom. Nicholas B, I get like 1/20 usable power on a bad day, but there is plenty of. You can check. Yep, there we go. Off-grid crew, HBpowerwall. Did you check out the cheap balances I sent you a link for once on your videos? I probably did. Are they the balances that all sort of join together, or the ones that little one clip on? Those balances are not going to work for me with my. They're not going to work. Balance for me to get a balancer that I like is going to be difficult because I don't want a balancer that goes to 4.2 volts. I don't want a balancer that activates at 4.2 volts. I want a balancer that activates at something like 4 volts and then tries to balance all the batteries. I don't want an active balancer because I think that'll be pointless considering all the batteries are different. And if it's actively balancing all day long, it's just going to be like the waves in an ocean, just throwing current backwards and forwards relentlessly, and it's never going to stop balancing. So I don't want an active balancer. I don't want a bottom balancer because I don't take my batteries down very far. So I want a balancer that sort of kicks in at like 4 volts or something and just sort of goes to 4.1 volts and just sort of balances there. I'm pretty picky on the actual balancer. Well, somebody else is actually doing 2 or 3 or 4 different ways of doing it, and it's he's putting a few different balancers on to do a few different things. One to protect the cells. He's put a BMS that protects the cells, but not using the balancing function. And he's using a different balancer to balance. Yeah, there's lots of ways of doing it, but one day I'll find one, or somebody will provide me one for free so I can do a review on it, which hasn't happened yet. But that'd be pretty cool. Rec BMS, hook me up. That'd be pretty cool. Because the Rec BMS one will do what I need, and I think will actually handle the load I want to throw at it very easily. And it looks good too, and it's nice and neat. And I've seen a few setups with them, and I am impressed with the way it looks. Nicholas B. Okay, great. We'll Google that later. Later. That sounds like a cool kid way of saying later. Cameron Hunter, build your own balancer with Pi Arduino. That is, I did consider it. Unfortunately, I'm not good with that sort of stuff, and I have no real. I don't want to learn. I don't want to learn that side. I love learning new stuff, computers and the batteries and all that sort of stuff, but I got to learn something that I want to learn. Otherwise, I don't learn. And all the coding and shit, I'm not confident with, and yeah, it sounds cool, and there's a lot of people have done it, and a lot of people have offered to help. I just haven't got the time to invest in learning it and understanding it, because I just don't get it. It's a bit like maths. I suck at maths, so therefore I don't want to learn it, or English, or spelling, or fucking talking properly, mate. Okay. I hope that answers that question. Sort of, maybe. Okay. I love 18650. I got one. They got 0 volt, but if you push the plus, yeah, I think that's called Gangstarly. So I'll read it all again. I got 18650, and I got some with 0 volts, and you push the plus side, and they come alive. If you measure the milliamp hours, I found a lot between 1500 and 2000. No, Gangstarly, it's all right. We'll get there in the end. Yeah, I think that's called resetting the CID. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong, as usually happens on the old interwebs. I have never done that, basically, because if it's done that, it's done that for a reason. I know it's possible, and I know a lot of people had really good results with resetting the CID. I just don't want to go there. So, personal choice. I don't even use a cell that even slightly got warm. I just give them all away. I used to sell them, but it's just too hard to deal with people wanting, you'd put an ad on Gumtree or something, and then 40 people say, I need some to vape, and I need them at 6,000 milliamp hours. And I say, fuck off. They're all secondhand. They're all 1,000 milliamp hours, or not working at all. And I just got sick of it, so I just give them all away. Put them in a box and give them away, and somebody else uses them. And I'm swearing, sorry. I buy the same inverter you got. Yeah, they seem to be going good. I think MPP Solar should sponsor my channel as well, because a lot of people are buying their product because of what I've done with them. I'm trying to get some free products here. Nothing wrong with that, is there? I don't think there is. It'd be cool. The money I spent, time I've spent on videos. Holy shit. Okay, Nicholas B. Thanks, Pete, for all the videos. You have now been online 8 months or something. I've been on YouTube since 2007. This project here is just over a year. So yeah. How many cycle online for 8 months? No, it's not that long. I think it's 6 months or something. Maybe 4 or 5 months using the batteries. How many cycles do you think it's done? The oldest spec, I don't know, but I have all the cells marked on the back side, so I actually know when I put them into service and stuff like that, so I can go back and work out which is my oldest bank and stuff like that in 12 or 18 months' time. Because what I'll do, once I get one of my packs to be running for 12 solid months, what I'll do is pull that one pack out, even if it's a 24-volt pack, not a whole lot, and I'll individually test every single cell again. Now, this is a shit ton of work, but I think it'll be a good video, because a lot of people are going, how long is this going to last? Well, I don't know how long it's going to last. I really have no idea, but we're going to find out, and we're going to, and I'm going to be able to find out and say it lasts this long. My son just yelled at me. He must want food. Okay, sorry, I'm talking too much. I'm very sorry. Okay, off-grid kid, but we'll keep the cells drifting over voltage. I got a set of them and they work awesome. My cells have never drifted over voltage because I don't actually charge them all the way up, and they're balanced at 4.1 volts, and that's where they settle every night, which is remarkable, really, considering. I wish I could talk to you in person about the balances. You can, if I answer on Skype, HBpowerwall on Skype. But I tend not to answer because it rings a lot. If I see you do it, if Nerdville rings or Jehu rings, I'll answer. If I see it, I don't sit in front of Skype, but I don't have it running in the background an awful lot. I think it's running in the background on my phone, but I don't answer it on my phone because if I've got my phone in my hand, I'm often working. So I don't want to take away $80 an hour to talk for nothing. I know that sounds harsh, but it's a reality. I have to make a living during working hours. Gangsta Alley. If I finish with the project, I make YouTube video. Yeah, that'd be good, Gangsta Alley. You don't even have to do a video if you want to go on the Facebook, on the Facebook, or on the old Faceballs, Facebook.com, HBpowerwall, or DIYpowerwalls.com, and you can go to the forum and you can do a list in there. There's 150 people in the forum. It's not going as good as I thought, but it's going to take a little while to build up and get that quality of content, which I'm working on. I want to try and do a series of videos just for YouTube, just for that that platform, just so it sort of pushes it up a little bit. Facebook has got like 1,200 users now, and the problem is with that is it takes an awful lot of time to manage, but I can't really monetize it. I can't make much from it. And yes, this YouTube channel is about making money. I don't make very much, but I do make money. Last month was awesome. And everyone's trending. I mean, how much they earn on YouTube. But I'm running out of content, so yeah, doesn't matter. Anyone got any guides for doing balances using PCO? There's Colin, there is a lot out there. Colin, if you look on the DIYpowerwalls.com, what's his name? I put him on the front page. He's doing his balances, and he's doing everything about his balances on the forum. Look, I'm going to take the time out. I'm going to open the page and actually show you. I know it goes all weird when I do a screenshot on this computer for some reason. I don't know why it does that. If I go here, I haven't looked at this morning or even yesterday because I was busy all day yesterday. Okay, BMS Arduino. He's put a disclaimer up. This is DIY Tesla Powerwall. And if I learn how to use this software properly and stop clicking around like a moron, screen share. Does it show to everybody else like we're looking into a black hole? That's what it looks like here. Because I'm screenshotting my screenshot. Maybe because I've got it up. I don't really know. If you look here, BMS, I don't know if this is going to work. You're going to tell me in 30 minutes when this is going to work or not. DIY Tesla Powerwall. He's got the BMS Arduino tutorial, and he's got parts list, Arduino code, reasons for building, circuit diagram, and stuff like that there. And he's putting an awful lot of effort into that. So you can go there if you want to have a bit of a tutorial on how to do that. I'm not very good at it, so I haven't really looked into it too far. Okay, Brian, finally caught you live from Ohio, USA. You should have a shirt that says charge, discharge, charge. I think Nerdville and I keep forgetting names. I'm sorry. I don't forget names. There's so many names in my head. The dude that did this t-shirt. So Nerdville and him are working on something for that, which if it's anything to do with Nerdville's bloody designing skills, it's probably going to be a laser cut t-shirt or something. It's going to be freaking awesome. But I like the idea of the charge, discharge, recharge. Actually, that'd be a cool shirt because you could wear that down the road and nobody really know what it was talking about unless they sort of knew who you were. Charge, discharge, charge. I like that idea. That's a good idea, Brian. You get full credit if that ever happens. I need a merchandise store. That's what. No, then I have to post shit. No, I don't like posting shit. You should try them at $4 each. You'll need 2 for each. Off-Grid Kid. All right, I'll have a look, Off-Grid Kid, and can you link it to me, Facebook it, or send it back alleyway so I got a copy of it somewhere? Private message me on YouTube or something, dude, and I'll have a look at it. Gangster, watch out for doing that. They have gas due to, so yeah. Yes, the resetting the CID could be a problem. Holy shitballs, am I behind? I'm sorry. Right, stop talking again and start answering some questions. Stop wandering off like a kid in a candy store. Josh K, do you think balancing is needed very often? Yes, it is needed very often. I don't know. I would hope that I don't have to do mine more than probably twice a year. But I will, if I have to do it more than twice a year, I will do a video on it. And I've got it pretty well set up now, so it doesn't take that long. The cables are fairly heavy and it comes to balance fairly quickly. I imagine it would be good for years if the banks are similar capacity. The banks are close capacity, they're not similar. Doesn't matter how hard you try. I mean, getting these banks right is going to be impossible. And those programs to actually build a balanced bank, I think they're great. I think they have a place in this world. But just to do your head in trying to work out all the cells, and one cell could die and then it all throws it out of balance anyway. So yeah, I don't think that's a very practical thing. It's a cool thing, but if you go on scale, if you just go big, having sliding differences is even less of a problem because you only take out what 0.3 of a volt out of each cell every night. So it's nothing. It really is nothing. It'll take a long time to go out of balance at that level. Off-Grid Kid, I only balance like once or twice a year. Oh, there you go. But you've got AGM, I think, Off-Grid Kid. And you can bulk charge them and balance them that way. Have you tried to 3D print the plastic battery clips and holders? They're a cheap source online. No, I haven't tried to 3D print. If you have a look at my shed video, there's 2 videos I did, power shed and battery shed. Those 2 videos, if you look in the description, there's a list of everything that I've ever used in each of the sheds. So it lists everything and links to where I bought it from. Jeff Jones, anybody else watch Robert Murray Smith ready to switch to hemp batteries? No, I haven't watched that. Cameron Hunter, if you charge to 3.8 volts to 4 volts, does it improve the life of the batteries? That is what I've been told. However, I've noticed if I go 4 volts, I just don't get the capacity out of it. So I go 4.1 volts because I just want that extra capacity, because when we have a couple of bad days, the batteries do run all the way down. And getting the next lot of batteries put in there, it'll make it better, and then I'll reduce the top voltage to 4 volts. A lot of people have said 3.9, but I don't know. Time's going to tell. That is science. Nicholas B, that is science if you do it. Every battery hater claims the cells will die. You can prove them wrong by staying between 3.3 and 4 volts or similar range. You don't agree? Yeah, I do agree. Yes, I think if you use your car less, if you don't rev your car as much, it's going to save the motor and you're going to use less fuel, all that stuff. So I think on that analogy, they have to last longer. They have to. There's no way they can't last longer. It makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some need to be drained all the way down and used all the way up. I think that's older chemistries. Gustavo, I will definitely join the forum now. Thanks, Gustavo. Faceballs, the Mighty Car Mods. Yes, I like Mighty Car Mods. I think those guys rock. I've been watching them since their first video. Gangsta Ali. Okay, I do this. Yes, Mike. Yes, Megan. Yes. I don't know what those yeses are to, because it's probably a question up there. Cheers. I saw his, but I'll be honest, I didn't. It didn't seem simplistic. Sometimes things aren't simplistic. It looks cool, but we'll see how it goes. Where do we order those t-shirts? There aren't any available at the moment. They are working on doing another lot. Once they're available, check on the forum, and I'll change the banner to linking to these shirts, or even on the Facebook group. I do like the shirts. I like this one. I was wearing the black one last night when I did the live feed, but the black one, you can't see the writing, but they're actually comfortable shirts. They're Hanes brand shirts, and they're actually quite comfortable. The only thing I don't like is I wear my t-shirts out, and this bit down the bottom keeps frigging curling up on that seam. It sort of folds backwards, which drives me crazy. But apart from that, they're pretty bloody good shirts. I like it, but they're very comfortable and light. I watch Robert Murray Smith. Is there a formula to calculate that? Somewhere, yes. I don't know where it is. It might be on Mike. Is it Mike's Powerwall DIY Mike? Oh yeah, I am almost caught up, so I will take a second. Ooh, 6,301 subscribers. That's cool. I look at that constantly. I look at that so many times a day. It's crazy. Paul Kennett. Mike's DIY Tesla Powerwall. Now, if I go to his videos, it was a fair while ago he did the shirts. Was it Mike? Was it Mike that did the shirts? Oh God, I don't know now. There's so many videos. No, it might not be Mike. It's not DIY UK Powerwall. I'm sorry, I am UK DIY Powerwall. Paul Kennett? Was it Paul Kennett that did the shirts, maybe? Yeah, Paul Kennett. There you go. Geez, this is a long way around. There we go. Copy link address. Mr. Kennett, look at that. There you go. There's the link. That's where he did the shirts. So subscribe to his channel, and he'll put it on his channel as well. Mike, Mr. Kennett. I'm driving a VW Passat, which has a 10 kilowatt hour pack and can only charge about 9 kilowatt, and it claims there's 0 left in the batteries. Yeah, possibly. He looks so clean cut. What went wrong? You know. Yeah, Paul. Everyone's worked out that it was Paul. Paul has the shirts. I think Paul's actually wearing a orange shirt in one of his later videos. I've got so many screens open. Paste. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see all the different ways people are working out how to do it. There's some guy on the Facebook page that worked out there was some plastic mat, a commercial plastic mat that the 18650s fit in, and it was like $1 for 100 or something. I don't know where these sorts of projects are going to end up, but it's pretty cool. I mean, damn, some of the setups and some of the thinking behind it, and there's some cool things happening. Innovation, I think, with the amount of us out there doing it, we're all just contributing. I mean, even me. I mean, yeah, sure, my packs look good, but they're not There's lots of them. There's lots of others out there that were available before mine and stuff like that. My only point of difference is they're blue, and they look good sitting on the wall. 8 years warranty on the pack. Could explain their protection of the capacity usage. Yeah, possibly, Nicholas B. Gustavo, he is my inspiration for the power shelf. Yeah, that's that's a fantastic idea. Aaron asks, what do you think about SMA inverters? Reliable. I have had an SMA inverter for 4 years, and I have not even dusted it, and it works perfectly. I have a TL5000, SMA TL5000. Yes, there's a TL what is it? SMA TL-5000-US, which has a 1.5 kilowatt inverter. So when the power goes out, there's a power point actually in the inverter itself that you can actually draw power directly from your solar panels, your grid-tied solar panels. And I thought that was very, very cool. It's a little bit more expensive though. General South, hello, Homebrew Powerwall. Greetings from Orlando, Florida, I think. I am thinking about purchasing a Panasonic, whatever they are, flat tops. They are rated at 3400. The max discharge is only 4.87 amp. Is that? Yeah, that'll be perfect, considering my maximum amp draw from each cell at 80 amps at 48 volt is only 0.6 of an amp or something like that. So you got heaps of headroom there, dude. They will work fine. My average draw is only 0.1 of an amp, and that'll change obviously when I put the next level batteries in. General South, I'm in Orlando. There you go, off-grid kid. James Madden, the prices have gone up. I would buy any more until January. Stockholm, California. Where is everyone from? There was a lot of people in the room before. They're all gone. Stockholm, California. Gustavo, hey guys, good catching up. I will update my video. Yeah, good on you, Gustavo. Well done. Okay, it's 6:03, and I promised my wife I would only be out here for an hour. So thank you for everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the better quality of the video. Maybe the audio is better too, I don't know. This is as good as it gets because this is the fastest internet I can get in this area until I get some NBN, which is probably going to take a long time. Australian government. Let's not go there. Okay, Lanza. My mum. Thank you. Speak to you all soon. Southern Spain here. I recently bought 16. There you go. All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Like, rate, subscribe, type on the old diddly doos, and I'll see you later. Thanks, guys and girls. Maybe there's girls here. I don't know.